Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures again, here again with another pickups video. Once again I said I'm staying off eBay and they are starting to peter out, so we've got a couple of laggers plus a non-eBay purchase. It's come all the way from the UK much faster than I expected, so I expected this to take a month or so, but actually only took 8 days. So the obviously the service that was chosen to be sent with was a lot quicker than expected. Alright, we'll do the local stuff first. So we have a box here. This is a couple of eBay items from one seller. Now our first thing, I didn't have this the other day because it would have actually come in with the running for Mark Virginia's favourite left cartridge. Now I got this title recently on the 7800 and it's an awesome gauntlet adventure type game, so really looking forward to seeing. And it's, by the way, if you can't read it there because it's not focusing very well, it's Dark Chambers for Atari 8-bits in XE cartridge format, which isn't a problem. So I've only got XE based systems here. I believe some people are saying that the XE ones won't work in the older ones. We'll have to wait until I get an old. Well, I mean, I've got an Atari 400. I suppose I could set that up and see if it works. Although that's probably got the least amount of memory. So this didn't cost very much. It sat on a couple of rotations on a buy it now. I think I sent through a couple of offers and got it on about the third one. A little bit dirty. I'll give it a clean before we put it to use, but I'm actually looking forward to that one quite a bit. Now the next item, some bubble wrap here. I'll have to break out the scissors. Wrapped very well inside this other box, so this is all wrapped really well. I'll give the seller extra postage marks. Now this is technically for a system I don't own yet, mainly because I haven't found one for a price that hasn't meant taking out another mortgage on the house. But here we have a boxed copy of Star Wars Arcade for the Mega Drive 32X. So not only do I like video games, I'm also a bit of a Star Wars nut. So regardless of how long it takes me to get a 32X at a reasonable price, it was worth getting this cartridge for the price that I got it, which was actually quite cheap. I mean, I've seen some of these going in Australia for $50. And not that I have it in front of me, I think I got this for about 15 plus postage. So the inner sleeve's intact with just a little bit of damage there. And the cartridge label all looks good. So obviously we will not be doing a gameplay video of this one. There we go, I've got the manual as well, so it is complete, boxed and complete. So that starts my 32X collection, which I'll grab slowly as ones come up at appropriate prices. Obviously looking out for a 32X that doesn't go for extortionate prices. Now for the other very special delivery, which is a non-eBay one. This is both this is to fill 2 holes in my system collection. So I've actually got 2 systems in this delivery, and also help out the person involved, Chris, who was selling these. I mean, to put it into comparison, I mean, I've given Chris a reasonable price for their systems as you would get in his homeland of the UK. Paid more in postage than I paid for the systems, but at least Chris has got the money that he was after because he was putting them on eBay and not really getting any bids. Probably because, I mean, to be frank, wasn't putting them on eBay very well, so descriptions and photos and things like that. But he's a good guy, and I know he looks after his systems very well, and I knew they'd be working. Now the package looked like it got treated like a football on the way, but we're in luck and they have survived. So the first one, which is really what I call the passenger, so it's not the primary reason why I bought this stuff from Chris. By the way, I didn't say his channel, it's RetroComputerKidChris, if you want to check out his channel. Is an Amstrad CPC 464. So no power supply, no monitor cable, but it's a really nice looking unit. Keyboard has good travel, there's no cracks in the tape player case, and also included is a special little converter cable that allows me to use my Spectrum Plus 2 power supply and provide power to it. Of course, being an Amstrad, it's got no other AV out other than its, that plug there. So until I can get a SCART cable for this, which will have to come from the UK as well, I can't actually get a video signal out, but I've plugged it in, turned it on, light comes on, so that's a good sign. So, as I said, did not have an Amstrad, a representative in the computer collection, so that was to fill that hole there. Would still like one of the 3-inch disc ones at some stage in the future. But as I said, I've got a tape-based one, and I'll be able to try it once I get the monitor cable fixed, that R-Type game for the Amstrad, which will be awesome. Now, the primary reason why I bought these items from Chris, so I said if you're going to pay a whole lot in postage, you might as well have a couple of things chucked in, is a working Acorn Electron. It's got lots of AV options on the side, so I'll be able to use composite video for a while, but I can get a SCART thing for this one as well. And that's the cassette socket on the side. It's got an expansion bus on the back, and there's the power socket in there, and it takes 19 volts AC, which is a little unusual. It also came with a power supply, which has the biggest Lincoln UK spikes on it I've ever seen in my life. So big that it doesn't fit in my adapter, so I'll have to get another one. I actually tried it just before the video, so I won't be able to give a demonstration of that one, and I can't, it was working when it left Chris, and they're pretty tough machines, so we've got a good chance. The keyboard on these is just lovely. They're just built so solidly, and it shows. The Electron was a cut down version of the other computers to save a bit of money, but they still didn't skimp on the ports. Look at all those ports. You've got RF, AV, composite, and AV out. So they didn't skimp that much. And I've always wanted something from the BBC or Acorn series in the collection, so this is the first one, because I cannot get hold of a BBC Master System for love of money for, they hardly ever come up at all, and there was one recently sold a whole lot of stuff, but none of it was working. It was all working last time I used it, and no power supplies with them. So you were just going to buy dead junk, and actually the last one came out, it had a missing key and all sorts of things, so it'll be a long time before I get one of those, so I really wanted one of these to try them out. So very interested in it, because the BBC, which was BBC Master, not an Electron, was one of the first computers I used in school. The classrooms at my college actually had BBC Masters, or one of those versions, I can't remember which version, in the actual classroom. And I have claim to fame of running it out of memory and then having to run my program, which on the mainframe computers, and that program was Super Star Trek. So I wrote a version of Super Star Trek based on the base Star Trek game that included larger grids, added the Romulans and things like that. So not exactly the same as the other Super Star Trek version, but I wrote that as my class project back in college. So many people wouldn't know that about me. So alright, I've waffled on a lot about the unpacking, just that I am really excited about this. I am going to have to go out and buy another plug though, so I'll do gameplay on the one game that we've got today. Then I'll see if I can get a converter and plug this in, so at least we can see it up on the screen. I won't be able to do much. Oh, there was one tape game with it, Bug Blaster for the Electron. So I said I've got to order a cassette cable for this and a monitor cable for the Amstrad, so I'll probably do them both at the same time. And they'll show up in a couple of weeks, and we'll do a big computer demonstration then. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Right, here we go, a demo of the one game from this particular pickups. Which is Dark Chambers for the Atari 8-bit. Now, I showed this game recently on the Atari 7800. I was quite surprised because I hadn't heard of it. That's right. Press the start button. So we'll just go with standard. So I suppose almost immediately you notice if you watch the other video, it's a little slower on the scrolling, a little bit blockier. Now the actual enemies go through various stages down to going through each monster. So these hooded characters go from hooded character down to skeleton, down to whatever that other character was. It was a lot clearer on the 7800 where the sprites had more definition. Now, interesting enough, now you've got to destroy their nest here, otherwise the creatures will keep coming out all the time. Yeah, so it's a bit, like Gauntlet. You've got to go around and destroy the monsters' nests. I mean, it was obviously inspired by Gauntlet a lot. There's a potion down there I'm trying to get. Oh, that was the nest. Okay, sorry. And there are special things you collect, like that amulet is one of the things you need to collect. Now you can play this two-player cooperative as well, similar to Gauntlet. So I'm just clearing out these monsters, so we've got to get up there. There's no potion, and I can see some steps. Now sometimes you've got to find a key to unlock the door. Well, there we go. There's the door we've got to get to. So we need to find a key. And here's the key. So it's first level, not very hard. So grab the key. So it shows up on our bar down the bottom. Now there are. It's like a stairway from another level, I think, where the monsters come up. Don't have the instructions for this game on either system. You can hold the button down to repeat play. A bit closer, we'll get through some of these guys. And every time you shoot a nest, it goes down to the next level of nest as well. So that's only able to generate a next level monster down. So in your shooting you need to allow enough space to kill the monster. There we go, got rid of the nest, that'll stop them. These sort of games, you need a little bit of patience to get through them sometimes, otherwise you just end up wasting your energy. Burn a little bit of energy there. Getting many closer here. I'll tell you what, we'll just go for the next level for the moment. So that's another special thing. And that wasn't the exit, so that was only to get those items. Didn't notice that, so I still have to go this way regardless of what I do. So we're running a little bit low on life here. Get rid of that nest. Sorry, this gameplay is probably a little boring. I just want to try and at least get... I think that's supposed to be a sword. Now I've already got one, so it allows us to shoot it. So here's the stairs down to the next level. Actually killed all the monsters, and down we go. That gets us to level B. So you keep on going. It takes about 4 levels to start getting really any harder, but there's other options. There's a gun, and so you've got some various items to, you know, help you want to wander around and look for stuff. So it's, I suppose, in that regard, a little bit more complicated than Gauntlet. I reckon I'm about to die if I get touched by one more thing. Obviously the 8-bit systems are a little bit more limited on colour palettes compared to the 7800, and the number of colours it can easily display. Although it was capable of quite a few tricks and had quite a bit of memory, so it was just, I suppose, programming time in the end for a lot of games. So anyway, it's not a too bad game. There we go, there's some health. A couple of apples. And that uncovered a nest. That allows the guys to come down from a lower level. Alright, not a bad game, worth trying out. Now, and I'll do a demonstration of the computers received in this lot at another time when I've got the appropriate cables and power supplies and can put enough time into the video. Alright, thank you very much.